Calvin, hey, it's Ken, web designer for coaches. And in this video, I'll go into your website. Um, it's interesting because I know you personally, and out of like 400 or 500 coaches I am in contact with, I might meet one in life. And you're also a sports coach. You run coaching programs to teach kids how to get better at basketball. And here in New Zealand, it's growing big. So it's interesting that I know you in person and you're in the sports area. But let's jump in and see if we can find ways to improve your website. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here I am at the home page, and I really like the energy and fun I feel here. You have kids here, learn, play, grow, and this is great because this is who the people are who are who the I guess the parents are the target, the payers, and then the kids are the person that you're going to have in there. That's good. You have the kids on the front here. The colors are energetic. It's cool. This little words popping around is cool too. It's not too much to bear. Oftentimes with moving things, videos or sliding images, it just gets to be too much. It's just it's invasive. Here it's nice and subtle, and it's cool. So it adds this fun movement to it. I like the logo is fun. I like the menu at the top. It's obvious where it is, and that's cool. Very nice. When I scroll over the classes, I'm getting the menu sliding over here. If there's some way you can get a background square around this so it overlays, because right now it blends in with the page and it gets a little hard to see what it is. So if there's a way to create a background image over that, so when it overlays, there's background each of these buttons, so to speak. I think that'll help. I noticed that another time when I clicked on classes, the menu stays open or stays open for a bit. Like on one of the other pages, I think it was stuck open, and it feels clunky about that. But if you can get a background on that, I think it'll help. So it's obviously a drop down. That might be tough to do. I think you're using Weebly or something. They don't really give you too much control over that. Okay, I like this statement here. Welcome to the Future Basketball Academy, special on teaching. Exactly, this is great. Great label here. If you're only doing it on the North Shore or the Auckland area, I might want to put that in there as well. I know you're trying to grow it, but as people in different areas of New Zealand run into this, they're gonna have to figure out, is this even in my area? Like, they don't know if they should even be here or not. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, let's say I'm in, Wellington or maybe even, I don't know, Hamilton, and I'm looking at this. Okay, is this for me? Is this my area or not? And even if I'm in Auckland, I'm still wondering, where do you do this stuff? And so now I'm trying to quickly get that answer so I don't waste my time here. And I'm not finding out where you do it. So I would get that in there. Auckland, you're not really saying much. So that's forcing me to have to go get creative about where to get the answers. If I try to enroll, I'm assuming that it'll help me figure out where it is. Again, it doesn't say here. Classes. Register below. Like us on Facebook. Registration. So now you asked me to sign up. I still don't know where this is being offered. Maybe the people you send here already know, but I would imagine you're trying to get people to be aware of this. So I would get that. If I go to contact, does it say? It's basically a lot for me to figure out about where you offer these things. And I think that's a minus. So I would get clear on where you work. Well, here's a map, but this could be just the headquarters. Doesn't necessarily mean you're only in that area. So I would make it clear about where your classes are. Maybe some growing list of locations. Locations. That's probably a good one. Okay. All right, great. One thing I'd improve here is I remember seeing this here. So essentially you have like text, big blocks of letters, and it wasn't clear to me that this was a button because this isn't a button, but the whole thing is a big box. So if you see register here, I'm starting to guess that this is meant to be a button. So if it's meant to be a button, I'd make it look like a button, have a drop shadow behind it, or Yeah, so this is a button. It's round and it's green. So maybe make everything round and green that is a button, so it's consistent and I know what it is. Because the way you have it now, you have big text and you have squares and like I didn't know this is a button. Learn from fundamentals from coaches. This is just saying develop movement, train the basics, learn fundamentals. So I didn't know this is a button until I actually just rolled over it now. So this isn't a button. It's a big box. So you have a lot of big text, a lot of big shapes and sizes, and it's confusing as to what is and what isn't a button. In fact, I'd probably move this whole thing here down into this section and say, here's what's on now, or here's what's new, or here's what's term two is open now, register now, and then maybe a short summary of the kinds of classes that are available and the date, and at least the dates. So I can go ahead and register. So I would probably pull this whole invitation to register down to this lower section and leave this top section just saying what it is you do. Register quick. It could be okay, a little link there. Okay, so this goes down and this stays up here. Interestingly, I'm on a MacBook Air and this text is a little below the screen here. So if there's any way you can get this up into the main section so that on my MacBook Air 13 inch is a very common viewing screen. So if you can get this below up here, that it'll do a lot. It'll work well on a lot of layouts, a lot of common laptop layouts. If I squeeze this down, this is the mobile version. Although I think Weebly or Wix, whatever you're using, has its own mobile display, so it won't show as I shift the screen down. Ideally, when I adjust my screen, it would respond properly. But I think the way Wix or Weebly works is that it has to be a mobile device for it to work, for me to see the mobile layout. So I'm not going to comment much on mobile at this moment. Um, let's go in here. It's wacky. One weird thing I did was when I clicked on, okay, the weird thing, so you're probably going to be confused about what I'm talking about in some of these. Because when I click on some of these links, it's opening, like if I hit on holiday camp, what happened here? About mission, journey. Something weird happened where it's opening your website in a new tab. Although I'm not sure how to make that happen again. So I'm not going to comment on that. Never mind that. Okay, so let's go over to what else I want to look at. Okay, so this big enroll button now is great. It tells me what enroll my kid now. So enroll. Let me click on that and see how that goes. Okay, so I guess when I clicked enroll, I wanted to see what I can enroll in. So you have classes and holiday programs. Okay. Calling it camps, but it's holiday program. So it's a little confusing. Classes, camps, holiday programs. Click here click here to register for holiday program. I'd probably just make this a button and this a button. In fact, I would probably get rid of this whole screen. And can you get both classes and camps on one page? Probably not, because it's probably some different sign up. Okay, so actually here's some locations. Okay. I would have liked to know this earlier, where it's available. Albany, North Cross, and that kind of thing. Peter Pitt order. Oh, so you're saying include lunch with my child, with my registrations. That's cool. You have that there. I think I'd probably just say, do you want to include lunch, a Peter Pitt lunch with your, you know, would you like to include lunch for your child? Yes. FBA T-shirt. Would you like an FBA T-shirt? Official FBA T-shirt. Yes. Okay. I would make these questions. Choose your program, or enter child details. Include food with your child's, each day. Include a free include your T-shirt. Okay, so you have all these things here. Fair enough. Okay, I think there was one other thing I wanted to mention. Yeah, I think the big thing here is there's a lot of color, a lot of big stuff, which is good for energy and good for fun. But the size of the fonts, what's buttons, what's not, is confusing me. The other thing I wanted to mention was, and let me go to it, is okay, so let's say I go to, so you have different classes. Again, you see the menus just disappearing into it's a little tough here. Um, let's say you go to bounce. So this page, so in order for me to figure out what's going on with this bounce, what is bounce fun? What I'm hoping to find is an answer to that. What is bounce fun? What is that class? And I can't figure it out until I scroll it down to here. What happens? This. So I'd bring this piece up here and create a short summary that I don't even have to scroll and see that says bounce fun, an intro to basketball to um, develop the fundamentals, dribbling, shooting, catching, and passing through fun games and activities. Okay, so I would get that statement up there. I'd get rid of this. It's probably not necessary. Um, and then when I scroll a little bit, I can, not too much, I get all the information I need. Where is it? How many students is there in a class? When is it? What's the investment? How do I register? Click here to enroll. So right now it stands, it's like 3 or 4 screenfuls of very big text. Um, and kind of like, yeah, I think what I'd like to see is one screen here and then another screen just says all the answers, enroll now, so I can figure it all out. I think it's a little excessive on the big fonts just to add a lot of space. It does add fun, but it also makes it kind of clunky and wieldy, and I feel a little bit scattery with stuff everywhere. Okay, great image on this page and good title here. I think you can have, if you can squeeze that up a bit and get a short summary here, I think it'd be much easier to figure out what it is and get going with it. Okay. Okay, Calvin, great. I hope this has been helpful. I like the energy of your website. I just think that some of the big buttons and squares are just making it a little tough to follow what's where. If you can simplify that, I think it'd be great. I will see you on the basketball court, and thanks for posting your website.